with update 3.19 and the Invictus launch week, we have two new snub fighters coming directly from announcement to flyable in-game called the Misc Fury and the Misc Fury MX. Now, while these snub fighters has no quantum drive, they are also some of the smallest ships we have seen flyable in the game yet. And because of this, they bring something new to the table. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Star Citizen. We're gonna take a dive into the two new fighters, the Misc Fury and the Misc Fury MX. And let's just quick go through the stats of the ship so you know what we are dealing with here. First of all, for the Misc Fury, we have this tiny little fighter sporting a impressive amount of firepower. It comes with four size 2 weapons. I mean, that's more than a lot of medium-sized ships will bring. And it also has 4 size 2 missiles. It comes with a size 1 shield, so that's also comparable to what you would get on a smaller ship. And it is fast, with a cruise speed of 220 meters a second and a top speed of 1,249. The maneuverability of these is absolutely outstanding, and we're going to talk more about that later. First, I just want to talk about the Misc Fury MX. While on the surface it may look very similar to the Misc Fury, the weapon loadout has changed. Instead of the guns, they have now been replaced with more missiles, so you now get 12 size 2 missiles and 8 size 1 missiles. This thing just has missiles for days. Like, it's just insane. Other than that, the stats are the same size shields, same speed and maneuverability characteristics of the two fighters. There is an additional feature on the MX variant. Because it is classified as a fighter bomber, it does have a blast shield. The blast shields basically allows you to close off this otherwise very exposed cockpit. You have pretty much glass in 180 degrees all around you, giving you excellent field of view. Even the heads-up displays are transparent glass, so you can see through them. This is probably one of the best fields of view you're getting in anything that's flyable in Star Citizen. That is, of course, a bit of a problem if you're coming into a into an explosion. If you're firing the missiles a bit late and you're coming in fast and the thing is going to explode in your face, there is a blast shield. You can lower the blast shield, and the blast shield has like screens on them on the inside, so you can see through them. You don't actually see through them, but there's a monitor on the inside. Cool little boot up effect when you activate the blast shield. It doesn't go all the way out to the edge, so they do take away a little bit of your field of view. Now, I said we're going to be talking more about the maneuverability of this ship, and we're going to talk about the thrusters. This thing comes with 4 main thrusters, which are all gimbaled, fully gimbaled. And that means that no matter what direction you're trying to move this ship, the gimbal thrusters will just turn and point in that direction. Now, that is significant because that means you have full thruster power in all directions. Whereas what we're used to from other ships in Star Citizen, and that you might have the main thruster is going to push you up to top speed relatively fast, but it then may take like a year and a half for it to stop again. And if you're trying to turn mid thing, it's just no. That's one of the biggest problems. You don't have that with this. I cannot stress how maneuverable these things are. They are absolutely blisteringly fast, super maneuverable, and as I said, they are a tiny target. They are hard to hit, and that's what they rely on. They rely not on taking damage, they rely on just not being hit at all. I said it didn't have a quantum drive, and you might think, well, how are you going to bring it around? If we take a look at the store page, we kind of get an indication of what these are intended to be used for. Because these are the first time, I believe, that we are seeing ships being sold in packs of either 1, 2, or 4 at the time. So you can buy 4 of these ships, so you might think, why would I want 4? I only fly 1. The whole intended purpose of these fighters is because of their compact size, they can fit in almost any cargo hold. You can even fit 3 of these in the cargo hold, the ship hangar in the Carrack. And that's the way these are intended to be used. These are intended to be stored in a cargo hold of another ship, and if you're attacked, you can deploy them out. And you just deploy a swarm of them. That's the way these are intended to be used. And this is interesting, and this is what it brings to the table, because all of a sudden, you can see a ship where you may think, oh, this is an easy target, it's big, it's a heavy target, and if you, for instance, let's say you're flying an Arrow, small, fast, maneuverable little thing that really relies on its maneuverability and being more maneuverable than its opponent in order to survive, well, all of a sudden, if you're feeling you find a big lumpy target that they suddenly deploy a swarm of these, well, you might be able to try and outmaneuver one, But if there's 4, 5, 6, 8 of these flying around you, good luck trying to outmaneuver all of them. And they're going to be no more maneuverable than you. They're going to be faster than you. So the whole point is that they bring a ton of firepower, and they can bring that firepower around the battlefield so quickly that you can surprise your enemies when they thought they had a big lumping target. All of a sudden they're dealing with 4 small fighters that's just gonna completely outmaneuver them and may even outgun them with the amount of weaponry that you see on these things. Now, I just want to really try to drive that maneuverability point home, how maneuverable and fast these things are. I've done a fair share of racing, and I took these out to the Lowell racetrack. I did a practice lap in them just to get a feel for how they perform, like how much do they drift. They do drift a bit. How do you handle them around a turn effectively? After just one practice lap, the second lap I took around the racetrack in this, I cut 4 seconds off my personal best. 4 seconds. That's quite impressive. For the first day I'm flying this ship, and I cut 4 seconds off my personal best. I think that's the best way I can really try to highlight how fast and maneuverable these small things are. I'm really interested to know what you think about these things. So post them in the comment section below. Do you think they're just useless small things that has no armor and they're just gonna get blown out of the sky like nothing? Or do you think these are gonna change the face of battle in Star Citizen? And if you made it this far into the video, I would really appreciate if you would go down and subscribe below. There will be loads more Star Citizen videos, ship reviews, live streams coming in the near future. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.